All right, let's dive into something pretty incredible. We're talking about the story of Daniel Alley, a guy who went from his mom's basement, seriously, no money, no clue what to do next, to becoming a self-made millionaire in just 3 years. Now, this wasn't about winning the lottery. It was about a simple, powerful structure built on 3 habits. Let's get into it.
So let's start with a really direct question, and I want you to be honest with yourself here. Are you actually living your life, or are you just following a script that someone else handed you? Are you building the person you truly want to be, or just, going through the motions? It's a heavy one, I know, but it's right at the heart of everything we're about to cover.
Does that sound familiar? I think it does for a lot of us. That little voice in your head, that nagging feeling that you know your potential is way bigger than your current results, that's not just a bad mood. That's inertia. It's the dangerous comfort of being stuck, and honestly, it's where dreams go to die. And it's exactly where this story begins.
Look, Daniel Alley wasn't born with some special advantage. We're talking about a guy who worked over 40 different temp jobs, got fired more times than he can even remember, and just felt completely invisible. He was at rock bottom. And maybe his starting line looks a lot like where some of us feel we are right now.
So what changed? He hit a turning point, and this is so crucial. It wasn't about getting a bunch of money or some lucky break. Nope, it all started with a single, powerful decision to just change.
He had nothing. No money, no powerful friends, no stability. The only thing he had going for him was this deep, burning hunger for something different. And as it turns out, that is the only thing you actually need to kickstart a total transformation. It's way more powerful than any other advantage you can think of. With that hunger, he built a whole new life from scratch, based on just 3 simple but really profound principles. These 3 pillars, when he applied them with total discipline, became the engine for his entire transformation. And that's what we're going to unpack right now. So, pillar number 1, strategic reading. Now, don't think of this as a hobby. Think of it more like a life hack. It's about treating books like tools, a way to literally download the wisdom from minds that have already solved the exact problems you're wrestling with today. It's actually pretty simple. If you're struggling with debt, you don't just read some random business book. You find the best book on personal budgeting and you apply chapter 1 today. If you want to build discipline, you find the best book on habits and you implement one tiny change. This is reading with a purpose. It helps you skip the mistakes everyone else made, which just accelerates your results like crazy.
And this puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? Think about the trade-off we make every single day. 10 minutes scrolling through social media, poof, it's gone, and you're probably left feeling drained. But 10 minutes with a good book? That builds on itself. It literally constructs your future and expands your mind. The amount of time is exactly the same. The outcome, though, is worlds apart.
And here's the compounding effect in action. Just 10 minutes a day, that's it, adds up to a full book in a month. That means 12 books in a year. That one small, consistent action puts you so far ahead of the vast majority of people. It's not about being a speed reader. It's all about consistency. Okay, let's move on to our second pillar, which builds right on top of the first one, your inner circle. This is one of those simple, unavoidable truths in life. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Their habits, their mindsets, their expectations, all of it just seeps into you. So take a second, right now, picture your own chart. Who are the 5 main voices you listen to? Really think about it. Are there conversations about complaints and what's impossible? Or are they about growth and opportunity? Do they expand your world or do they shrink it?
Because here's the thing, there's no middle ground on this. If your environment isn't actively inspiring you, if it isn't pushing you to be better, then by default, it is limiting you. And you were not born to be limited. You were born to expand.
Now, upgrading your circle doesn't always mean you have to cut people out of your life. But it absolutely means you have to consciously bring new influences in. You can build a board of directors for your life without ever meeting them in person. Read books by people you admire. Suddenly, they're your mentors. Listen to talks from great leaders. You're surrounding yourself with bigger thinking. A single conversation, even a mental one, with a wiser mind, can be worth more than 100 empty ones.
And that brings us to the final, powerful pillar, ambitious goals. And look, we are not talking about safe, small, incremental improvements here. We are talking about setting goals that are so big, so audacious, that they literally force you to become a new, more capable version of yourself just to achieve them.
Vague wishes like, I want to be better or I want to be rich are totally useless. A real goal is specific. It needs a number, a date, and a clear direction.
I will earn X amount by this specific date. I will read X number of books this year. You see, the moment you write it down with that clarity, your brain stops seeing walls and starts looking for paths.
So, for any big goal you set, try this little exercise. Force yourself to write down 20 different ways you could achieve it. The first 5 ideas, they'll be easy, the obvious stuff. The next 10, that's going to force you to get a little more strategic. But those final 5, that's where the magic happens. That's where you break through your own mental barriers and find the real vision.
So there we have it, the 3 pillars: strategic reading, your inner circle, and ambitious goals. But remember, knowledge is just stored information. It's totally useless until you apply it. Knowledge applied, that's real power. Your transformation doesn't start someday. It starts with the very first action you take today.
Okay, so here is your first step. Not tomorrow, right now. Pause if you have to. Take out a piece of paper, open a note on your phone, and write down the single most important goal you have for the next 12 months. Be specific. Be bold.
Your second action, pick one book. Just one, something that will help you move toward that goal. And just read for 10 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes done today is infinitely more valuable than a whole hour you promise yourself for tomorrow.
And your third action, take a hard, honest look at your inner circle. Who are those 5 voices you listen to the most? And ask yourself, do they expand you or do they shrink you? Just becoming aware of that is a massive first step.
Because this is the path. It really is this simple. It starts with a single decision you make today. That decision, when you repeat it for the next 30 days, builds consistency. And that consistency, held for the next 3 years, well, that creates a reality that would seem like a complete fantasy to the person you are right now.
And this is the core message of it all. You don't wait for your circumstances to change. You don't wait for things to get better. The world doesn't change for you. It changes after you start changing. You are the catalyst. Your life will only change when you decide to change first.
You know, every setback, every doubt, every past failure, it's all prepared you for this moment. Your story is ready for a brand new chapter. The question is no longer about whether you can do this. You can. The only question left is whether you will. So will you?